This is my reference photo for my project. You can see I have my still life set up on here. The first thing I'm going to do is sketch it out. When you're sketching, as always, remember to take a look at where each item is within your image and try and get that scale correct on your paper in comparison. And then of course you want to watch how the items line up with one another. Where do things start and where do they end? If you have a lot of foreshortening in your items, meaning they're coming at you or towards you in the camera, remember they're going to be larger the closer they get to you. They're going to be smaller and more narrow as they move away from you. You want to make sure where things overlap that they are disappearing behind the other things in the correct locations. After you have everything generally laid out, you're going to go ahead and start with the coloring. Of course, I like to use that scumbling or that side of my pencil and do some little round circular areas. In your smaller spaces, this might be more difficult for you to do, so it may be easier to put it up on the point of your pencil, but by no means do you want to color in this entire project on the point of your pencil. That's going to be very difficult. You'll also want to make sure that you're going through, I like to add in some of my darker hues and colors first before I get started, and then go back and work in the midtones and the lighter ones. Sometimes I'll do darker, lighter, and then midtones. It just depends on what section I'm working on. Highly reflective surfaces are a lot more specific. They'll have sharper lines and edges within those reflections, whereas things that are softer, more blended, will have smoother lines and gradations as they run into one another with either the colors, the highlights, or the core shadow areas. Almost everything on here should have a cast shadow someplace. Some may be cast shadows upon other pieces. Some will stand alone. You can always brush off any extra little pencil that's in your way, or you can tip your paper and tap it as well. But you want to work back and forth between your photo image and your artwork. Don't forget things that are white usually don't show up white. So for example, this is a white plate that I have things on, and my cream cheese is white on my crackers. But if I really look careful, there are some light blues and grays in there, and the shadows aren't just gray. They're usually more of a darker blue or a purple. My glass is actually a double-walled glass that I have my tea in, so I have to be careful that I do show through that see-through area of my glass or transparent part, but that it is different enough you can tell that there's still the edge of a glass there compared to my plate. Don't forget in this project, you should have some sort of background in there, even if it's not highly detailed. We should be able to notice that whatever it is that you have your objects on is on an actual surface and has a backdrop behind it.